Hello. It's time, I think, I might be jumping the gun a little bit, to up pot or to pot up, which just basically move some of the things that I started from seed into a bigger container. So I started a bunch of, let me show you, of annual geraniums this year. Hopefully going to add this to what I put in my pots on my porch. And they're, they're okay, I think, still in these containers. They're not having roots busting out the bottom, but the thing is, seed starting mix does not have really any nutrients in it. And now that these are up, they've got more than 2 of their actual leaves. I just feel like they need to be in something with more nutrients for them. So to show you what I mean by true leaves, so these here, if you can see, both or all of these plants initially came up with 2 leaves that kind of looked like these. They weren't kind of this pinkish color, they were green. These are, I think it's pronounced cotyledons, I'm not sure, but it's the 2 beginning leaves. They're something that comes up from the seed. It provides some nourishment initially to the plant, and eventually these just kind of fall off. You can pinch them off if you want once they get a few leaves. These are the true leaves, and you can see the more traditional look of the annual geranium leaves. And so I just want to get these into something that's going to give them a little more nourishment and a little bit more room to grow. So what I've got is I've got 3-inch pots here, and I'm filling them with regular potting soil. I'm using Espoma again. It's an organic potting mix. Good for the plants. And it comes out of the bag, if you've got a fresh bag, fairly damp already. So I haven't added any water. This is kind of damp. It was also something that I bought last summer. So I did go ahead and add a fresh handful or 2 of perlite. Perlite is something that helps with making it a little looser and helps with drainage and aeration. It prevents it from getting too compacted, and I'm pretty sure the potting soil already has some perlite in it, but since it's been sitting, you can't really tell, there were some little white flecks in here already, but since it's been sitting in a bag, I just felt like this would help it kind of freshen up a little bit. I also added 1 handful of something called Biotone. It's also from Espoma. And this is a big bag because I use a lot of it, but it's like a starter fertilizer. It's very mild, very slow acting, so it won't hurt them, and it'll give them just a little oomph in their soil that they're going into. So in a lot of the cells in my tray, there's 2. So what I've done is I just kind of squished these out and gently separated them, and it's fine if some of the dirt from the seed starting mix comes off. So what I need to do now is I'll take this and I'll fill it most of the way up with some of this soil that I've gotten ready. I'll kind of tap it down a little bit so that there's not air pockets. You don't want your, this is actually a little lower in here than I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more in here, and then I'm going to make just a little bit of a hole with my finger down because I want to be able to set these roots in there. You can see they're fairly long. I don't want them getting too squished in there. And then I'll just kind of hold it here, and I'll bring the dirt around so that it ends up about here in the pot so that it's sticking up a little bit, but now you'll see it has much more room to grow lots of roots. So I'm going to get these potted up and get them under some lights. Just wanted to shoot a quick little video here to show you how you can pot your plants up into a bigger pot to give them more room to grow. It is something, if you start things really early, that you'll have to do, and I did start these kind of early because I wanted to try to make sure I get some good blooms on them in the earlier part of the summer, late spring, rather than having to wait into the summer, later part of the summer. So thanks for joining me here in Aunt Susan's garden.